Everyone, Peter here with True Wilderness Collective, and I just want to take a second to welcome y'all to the inaugural video for YouTube. Got a special one lined up, that's special to me at least, because I consider this my home waters. So sit back, relax, fire up that fish whistle, crack open a cold one, and welcome to South Boulder Creek. Now, not only is this a special video because it's the inaugural, but on the way up here, in fact, just before shooting that intro, the only other person that was out here came back to the trailhead. So, that means we have the whole place to ourselves. And we're chasing trout today, both rainbows and browns. These waters are usually pretty consistent, both in temperatures, flows, and all around fishing. So let's get cracking. Now, the trailhead we parked at is known by a couple different names. I know it by Osprey Point and South Boulder Creek Kayak Run. A couple different ways you can get to it. You can come up Coal Creek Canyon if you're coming from the Denver area. If you come from Boulder, you go up Flagstaff as if you're going to Gross Reservoir. Now, this is a tailwater to the aforementioned Gross Reservoir, and it is just absolutely beautiful today. Temperatures are a little high, so I think we're going to do some hiking first, let things kind of cool off before we start doing some fishing. Do you decide to come out on the weekend, you're going to want to come early because the trailhead does get packed out pretty quick. And if that's the case, you actually end up having to park up the road a little bit and hike in further. But that'll be another video for another day. In the meantime, let's just enjoy this scenery. So as I mentioned, this is a tailwater to Gross Reservoir, South Boulder Creek. About a little, maybe an hour, we got hung up here. An hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half from Denver, 45 minutes to an hour from Boulder. Again, just kind of depends on the direction you come from. Flows, the last time I checked, which was yesterday, were around 180 to 220. They are doing construction on the dam, so the water levels are down in the reservoir, and they kind of are regulating what they let out at the moment. But not a bad place, if I say so myself. We're gonna keep pushing on a little bit. We're not gonna hike the whole thing. We're just gonna push down a little more, and then we'll fish all of this on the way up as we come out. And man, is that a tasty little hold right there. All right. We're gonna keep pushing on. If you do decide to park at South Boulder Creek Kayak Run, Osprey Point, whatever you want to call it, it is a little bit of a moderate hike to get down here. Ergo's, it's a little bit of a moderate hike to get back up to your car. Once you're down here though, very mild, especially if you have waders, you can do a lot of crossing, or if you don't mind getting wet. Aside from that, I don't want to give the wrong distance on this hike, but this part is actually part of a larger, if I can get this to turn around, is part of a larger loop system called the Walker Ranch Loop. That is, I believe, an 8 point something mile loop trail. It is managed by Boulder County Parks and Open Space, and it closes at sunset. Obviously, please pick up after your pets. Don't just leave the doggy bags on the side of the trail. They don't decompose like you think. I'm just gonna stop yapping for a minute, and we're just gonna take some of this in. We have approached, I guess you could call it, our first technical section, and it's not even really a technical section of the trail. It just kind of freaks some people out, but don't be scared. It's not as scary as it looks. So, I'm gonna spin you guys around. And like I said, it's just a lot scarier than it looks, because you can't really see around the rocks. Now I came around this all the wrong way. Let's do it the right way if we're gonna do it. So don't go down, stay up. Now that sun is beaming, but that's okay. Like I said, we're gonna hike in a little bit, kind of let things start to cool off, and then we'll start fishing. So this right here is the main reason it's scary. It's just this rock kind of juts out, makes you think you have a lot less on the sides than you really do. And we'll come up. And the flows are not terrible today. The water's looking pretty clear for what it is. Let's keep pushing on. We'll get to the second technical part of the trail, and we'll start fishing from there. Just a step down there. I don't know if you can see that behind me. Now, as far as wildlife goes out here, let's see if we can see anything. We just saw something skittering around. Lots of chipmunks, tons of different birds, fish, obviously. Back in the day, mountain lion have been spotted in this area. In fact, there used to be a sign posted up at the trailhead warning that mountain lion have been spotted in the area. The occasional black bear and bull snakes, from what I've seen. I have not seen any rattlesnakes out here, but I have seen bull snakes. So just keep your eyes peeled if you do decide to come out. Be in open space. Open carry is not permitted. However, you can carry bear spray or something like that, or some other kind of deterrent. My opinion though, this area is so well traveled and kind of popular that those larger critters tend to stay away. So another little rock crossing, and then we get to this tree here. That is actually across the way. I'll zoom in so you can see it. So that's the trail right there. That's part of the Walker Ranch Loop trail there. That might be Dale's trail. One of the two. We're gonna keep pushing on, and yeah, we'll talk to you here soon. I've approached my favorite part of the trail. I just think this is so cool. Check this out. I absolutely love this. It feels just like you're going through a gateway to another dimension. Like the sound changes. And then once you get around this boulder right here, bang. Oh no, that tree fell down. That must have been recent. Okay, this is going to present something new and exciting and challenging. All right. Now, since I am wearing waders, I am going to cheat a little bit. We are going to cross here and get onto the Walker Ranch Loop trail. This part that we just came down is considered the fisherman's access. And it still connects with the trail. It's just a little bit more challenging. You have to do some scrambling and a little bit of climbing to get up over the rocks to the bridge. So, I'll flip you guys back around here and let's see what we are working with. Let's see what happened with this tree. What exactly is going on? Because this is a big tree that's in the water here. So this used to be all a big open stretch right here. That's crazy. I wonder when it fell down. They used to really like to hold right on the other side of that, and actually under this tree over here. Well, that's a bummer. All right, let's get our feet wet. Cross over to the bridge. Woo! She cold. Not that quick moving though, honestly. Oh, there's the current. Hey, look at that little hummingbird right there. There he is. I don't know if you can see him. Alright guys, we have made it to the picnic tables. Now, like I said, I prefer to use this as my stopping point on half days, just so I don't get too far and I don't lose track of light. It's also not a bad spot to fish. Maybe I'll fish, 100 yards further down, but other than that, I'm not going to go further downstream today. But yeah, let's check it out. Flows are looking solid here. I'm really liking this little riffle over here. Oh. I don't know why, but that right there is just looking tasty. Got good structure. Yeah, man. All right, well, let's get set up. All right, we got you guys set up. I'm gonna grab a swig of some Haterade real quick before we get into the water. Oh, can't forget, you got to whistle for the fish too. If you don't whistle for them, do they even know that you're here? Ooh, it's a ghost. Alrighty, folks. So I am throwing kind of like a little caddis that has a bit of a shuck on it. I believe I'm correct in saying that it is a 18. It looks like an 18. And I have it on some 5X. Now, I'm going to target that hole that we first looked at. That was just off screen over here. But I'm also going to target under this tree. I don't know why, but I'm kind of liking that. Kind of slows down right after this riffle here. So, we're going to try it for just off screen first, and then we'll target that one under the tree. And we already all tangled up. Alright. I don't know why, but something tells me to put it under that tree. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I will say, in a lot of these shadowed parts of the creek, the rocks are a little slick. So just make sure you are firm in your footing. Whoa! I don't think anybody home. What, you know, like you eat my fly? Come on, do it. Eat it, you slimy bastard. Alright, that's cool. I don't want to play with you anyway. I think we're going to move down a little bit. It kind of looks like there might be a break. All right. Ooh, that water is very cold. Almost like painfully cold. Tell you though what, this summer, if this stays this cold, mint. Yeah, that kind of hurt. All right, let's move down a little bit, see if there's anything behind this rock, and then we'll work our way up. slowly but surely. There's a fish right at my foot. He did not see me. He is still there. We're just gonna drop the fly in the water and see what happens. He was down low. That really makes me think, is there something under this tree over here? Oh! Oh my, alright, let's get you. Looks like a little brown. He took a swipe at it. I'm gonna try to get a little more into the tree there. No, I think he got spooked. I don't think he's in there anymore. That is the one thing about the fish in this creek. Sometimes they just spook real easily. It's like they almost hear you getting out of your car at the trailhead. So, be patient, they will eat, and when the bite is on here, the bite can sometimes be unreal. So don't be discouraged if you don't get anything at first. Well, as we snag the tree, come on. I think we just broke off. Sure did. Alright. I'm going to pause you guys for a minute. I'm going to re-rig this and we'll get back at it. Because I think he's still in there. On the trail here. And we are going to work our way up to kind of near the bridge. Fish around there. I've had a lot better luck over there. Like I said, not much luck down by the picnic tables. I'm still trying to figure that one out. One day though, one day. Sun is starting to get kind of behind the trees in the mountains, so things are cooling off a little bit. Still pretty warm out. I think the highs down in the metro are almost triple digits today. Not that hot up here, probably about 85, 87, so still pretty warm, but not unbearable. we got you guys all set up. I think what I'm going to do first is kind of just throw it around in these rocks here under that tree, this little deep pocket right here, and then move further out into the rougher stuff. Just see what happens. Do I have way too long of a piece of tippet on here? Oh, absolutely. Am I going to try to change it out now? Nope. Nope. Little Brown was interested. That was a tiny little thing. And honestly, I probably do have the wrong fly on. Yeah, I think we're gonna switch it up for something else. Let's see what we got in the old cup. There's a lot of RS2s in here. I don't want to throw anything like that. I honestly might just switch it up to a beetle. I'm seeing some pretty big flies. Oh, there's one other person out here, it looks like. Right on. Doing the after work special, if you will. Why can I not get into my bag? Where is the zipper? There it is. Alright. Just gonna grab a box and we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it. Now, I will figure out how to get the flies showing to you guys. I'm keeping track of which ones I am using, so right now the second one, well technically the third, but the second one was the exact same as the first one we were throwing. And like I said, I think we're just gonna switch it up to something dark, and I'm liking this little ant pattern. Somehow had a fly get loose. Tie this in, do. But you know what's going to happen now that I tied this on? They're going to be eating what I was just throwing. Hopefully that's not the case. All right. Microplastics. And the only thing with this is this fly is almost impossible to see. I think it's a size 20 little black ant. Works great as a little midge cluster too. But down here, for some reason, they absolutely just love it. So we're gonna see if we can drum up some business here. Oh, that was a fish. Come on. Ooh, he took a swipe at it. He's in down below this rock. Oh. There he is. He just came out. We'll try to hit him over here again. There we go. Nice little rainbow. Grab our net. Oh, he's a pretty little one. Oh, come here. Ah, look at that. Fishing, but that's okay because we're gonna take the one above them. Another pretty challenging little hole, and you can actually see how low the water is on that rock. It's usually much higher than this. Again, a good amount of that is to be credited to the dam construction, but also another good amount of that is due to Colorado being in a drought. So that's what we're dealing with, at least on these waters. Statewide, it's not looking good this summer. So we are now at one of the final spots. And what's cool about this one is you can kind of look down on them. That's also the downfall of this hole, because your instinct wants you to step all the way forward to this rock, the edge of the rock. You don't want to do that. Not unless you know you're casting over there or over into here. But there's a good chance you'll scare them out. So let's get everything situated. And we'll throw a couple casts. And I'm going to kind of approach this from my knees, just so I'm not creating such a silhouette, just in case there is something down here. Because if there was a fish, it'd be pushed up against this rock. Or further out. So I know nothing is there. I'm gonna push out a little further. Now this hole can be hit or miss. It could either be loaded with fish or there's absolutely nothing in it. At least what I've come to find out. More so in the late spring, early summer. Oh, that's a good size rainbow in there. The thing with some of the bigger fish that you find in these waters is they've been fished, right? They're wise to the game. Oh! That was a good one. He was dark. Almost like purple and pink, how dark he was. See if he comes cruising by again. We'll try to get him. We're going to change up tactic a little bit. Oh, there's two of them down here. Let's see if we can get them out. Come on. I'm standing behind them so they don't necessarily see me. Alright, I think we're going to cast out a little further. Now, if you do decide to fish this hole, it is important to keep your rod tip down. Because you're going to want a tendency to kind of just keep it here. Keep it down. And like I said, this really isn't a big enough bug to be spooking anything. Just sometimes these trout, man, when they're keyed in on one particular thing, they are keyed in and don't give a damn about anything else. We got swept away in the current. Alright, so I'm going to kind of target over by that tree now from here. Just see if anything will hit it. And we'll give these guys one more shot at it. See if they had a change in heart. Probably not. Sure doesn't look it. Okay, I don't see old boy over there anymore, so we're gonna go ahead and fish that hole if he's not. If he is, we'll try to figure out a point to cross and start fishing our way back up. That worked. All right, so it looked like he was still over there fishing, so we're not going to bother him to try to cross there. What we'll do is we're going to come down the trail that I pointed out earlier in the video. Kind of give a little different perspective of the area. Now, like I said, you can cross over here, over to this side, near the beginning of the trail, which just sometimes can be a little challenging depending on the flows and how high the water is. I'm filming this after the fact, after taking my waders off and everything. It was a dime. It was a freaking dime that was in my wading sock. I don't even know how it got there. Unreal. All right.